Cody in the morning. WSM. This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
All right, everybody. It's Tuesday. We're doing this. We are in it together. Good morning and welcome in Coffee, Country, and Cody on WSM. I'm Kelly Sutton. Charlie Mattos is right there. Annie Nye. I see her standing by. Jeff Roberts up in Master Control, and you're joining in. Thanks for being a part of the family this morning. Lots to come on the show for us today, including a stop with Mason Ramsey. You fell in love with him when he was 11 years old. He was the yodeling kid at Walmart. Everybody saw that clip, except he didn't see that clip, which we found out. So interesting, right?
Yeah.
He was viral and didn't know it. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, part of Old Town Road.
Yep.
You know, arguably one of the biggest songs in history, right?
He's now got a debut album out. And that was the thing that was so crazy for me is, how have you been around in our lives for so long and never had an album?
Yeah, and his voice, even at he's still very young, obviously, but his voice has matured, and it's a good record. I think folks are going to enjoy listening to it.
I think so too. So hang tight. We got that coming up for you. Also, entertainment headlines. We're telling you more about the breaking news. Blake Shelton left his label. That was old news. Happened, I don't know, a month ago. But now he has signed with a brand new label. And I think everybody was a little shocked by this move. So we're going to talk about that, break that down for you. The People's Choice Country Awards are coming up on Thursday. Shania is hosting, what she has to say about that. And Elle King pregnant with baby number 2. Well, thanks for hanging out with us this morning. We got a lot to get to, lots of entertainment headlines. And the one that just kind of rocked us yesterday, Blake Shelton signing with a new label. After 23 years of being at Warner Music, he left about a month ago. And I think most of us thought, okay, he's just kind of going to chill on the farm and play with his Kubota tractors. Not so. He signed with BMG BBR Music Group. So if you're not familiar, I mean, those are a lot of letters, right? That would be the same music group that Jelly Roll is at, Lainey Wilson, Jason Aldean, and more. So now Blake Shelton is a part of that fold. What does that actually mean? Well, typically, if you're signing with a new label, it means you've got new music. So are we going to get a new album from Blake Shelton anytime soon? I don't know. We hope so. He's put out the single that he had with Post Malone, which is still climbing the charts, but he hasn't had a solo single in quite a while. So we'll be waiting to hear about new music coming from Blake Shelton on a brand new label. Also yesterday, out of the blue, Elle King says, hey, guess what? We're doubling down. I'm pregnant. And she did a gender reveal on social media. Take a look. Blue balloons, blue confetti, another boy, baby number 2 for Elle King and her partner, Dan Tooker. Their son, Lucky, was born in 2021. And you might remember they took a little break. There was a break there for a minute. So when she said she was pregnant, we were like, we didn't even know they were back together, but they are. She said they got back together really because they wanted to work things out for their son, for Lucky, which I just think is awesome. So congrats to them, baby number 2. She didn't tell us when she's expecting, so we'll be waiting to see. She's currently out on tour, and the name of the tour, Baby's Daddy's Weekend. Baby Daddy's Weekend Tour. So foreshadowing? I don't know. But now she has another one on the way. And one more story that I want to share before we start gossiping about your signs. If you guys know your astrological signs, stay tuned. We've got a story coming up. Brett Eldridge. He's getting ready, y'all. You know, his time of the year is almost upon us. He is Mr. Christmas for all of us, and he has a new project he just announced. It's coming. It's going to be called Glow. Welcome to the Family Tour. He's doing 12 different dates, starts in Boston at the end of November, going all the way through St. Louis is the last stop, but he does have a few stops that he's going to be doing in Nashville as well. So get ready because the Glow Tour is coming here, and we looked it up. It's going to be at Bridgestone this year. He's done it at the Ryman in the past. So Bridgestone Arena, he's got an opener. Jazz singer Stacey Ryan is going to be his opening act, and he has a brand new duet with Kelly Clarkson. The album is going to be released later, but get ready for it. Merry Christmas. Welcome to the family from our friend Brett Eldridge. I think that that's become kind of one of those, every year we're going to go see Brett out on tour at Christmas time, right?
It's his thing, and he's so good at it, right? So
he really is.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to hear he's starting his own record label. I don't even know if I'm supposed to talk about that. Maybe not. Oh, well. I said it.
Yes.
It's just between all of us. No one's going to repeat it, right? Yeah. But supposedly he's starting his own record label with Q Prime Management. So I don't know if it's going to be more crooners, more Michael Bublé style. He definitely leans that direction, and we love hearing him sing that.
So I just realized, if you are a fan of Christmas music,
yes,
that we are like so blessed in this city, right? So coming up, Little Big Town's going to be doing their TV taping for their Christmas special at the Opry House.
October 4th.
But then when it actually gets to holiday season, you've got, I think, 9 or 10 Opry Country Christmas shows with incredible spotlight artists. Tickets are on sale now. You've got 12 or 13 Vince Gill, Amy Grant, Ryman shows.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You've got Terry Clark headlining with the frontmen of country at the hotel, and now Brett Eldridge at Bridgestone. Man, you could really get in the holiday spirit.
And White Christmas is going to be at CPA. So if you want to go see White Christmas, the
really?
musical.
Would there be would I have a ticket connection for that somewhere, you think?
Maybe,
or,
yeah.
okay.
I might be able to hook you up. Right. Okay, so I just found this and I thought it was so fun. Annie, you have to get in on this. What does your sign correlate to as a Friends character? So which Friends character are you according to your sign? Which sign are you?
It doesn't matter. I'm going to be Ross. It doesn't. Every game in which you end up with this is your Friends character, I'm Ross. I'm never Chandler. I'm never Joey. How you doing? I'm always Ross.
What are you though? What is your sign?
I'm Libra. I'm October. I'm the balanced scale.
Hold on, I'm looking it up. Let's see. Libra, Ross Geller.
Of course, I'm Ross.
Here's what it says. Ross is indecisive about love, always searching for someone to partner up with, even though his heart belongs to Rachel. He hooks up with Chloe, a girl from the Xerox shop. I forgot about Chloe.
Yeah, well,
that's a throwback.
We were on a break.
He is a tried and true Libra. They're always in a relationship. Plus his birthday is October 18th, making him fall in love.
Oh, that's my birthday. Ross and I have the same birthday.
Well, now you know why you're always
that's
Ross.
crazy.
All right. Annie, what is your sign? Annie told me earlier. You're a Taurus. She's a Taurus. Hold on. I'm going to look it up here. You're Rachel Green. How about that? May 5th. And that's your birthday.
Well,
you two were born.
This is too crazy.
You're Ross and you're Rachel. That's real. And that's kind of scary. Rachel's birthday.
You're my lobster.
Is May 5th. Okay, here's what it says about you. She treasures luxury items. Wait a minute. Am I supposed to be this side? She treasures luxury items, mainly clothes. She's also indulgent and decadent in her desires, and at times can be a little self-centered, but that's okay. So there you go, Annie. Right. I don't think you're self-centered at all.
Okay. What is your sign?
Wait, we got to do Jeff.
Oh, all right. Jeff Roberts.
I asked Jeff. He's Pisces.
Oh, that's okay. Well, that's Renee's, my wife's too. So let's see what this.
So Pisces. I'm scrolling down. Yeah, mine is not good. I saw mine earlier, and I was like, "This is not great." Richard Burke, which was Tom Selleck.
Oh yeah, Dr. Burke, the eye doctor.
Dr. Burke, tender-hearted ophthalmologist, one of Monica's study love interests. Empathetic, compassionate, and he shows compassion to everyone he encounters, making him a top contender for being a Pisces. His acts of service and coolness make him one of the people that Joey and Chandler try to copy. They also want to try to grow his mustache. That's great. That's really good for Jeff.
It is a good one. Yeah. And I actually liked him and Monica more than I liked Chandler and Monica, to be honest. I thought they were just the perfect pair. I felt so sad when that storyline ended.
What?
I know.
You can't. Chandler and Monica are canon. What's wrong with you?
Well, I have issues, apparently.
I guess so. All right. I'm not going there. Mine is, I'm a Scorpio, and I'm Gunther. Do you remember Gunther from the coffee shop?
Absolutely.
This is not looking good for me. It says, admiring someone from afar for 10 plus years might be intense for anyone, unless they're a Scorpio. The water sign latches onto those they have feelings for and never let go. In this case, it happens to be Rachel. Beyond his obsession with Rachel, little is known about Gunther, making him enigmatic and mysterious, just like the Scorpion.
You could have been Fat Naked Guy, right, from the first couple of seasons?
No.
So, see, it could have been
when he got gravity boots?
Oh, I know.
These are way inside references. I hope everybody has watched Friends at some point. So, yeah, you can look it up. It's on people.com if you want to see what your sign correlates to as far as Friends characters go. And I have to say, I missed out. They do a Friends experience in New York where you can go in and sit on the couch and take pictures, and they've got all the set pieces.
Like in Central Park?
I didn't do it.
Oh, that sounds so cool.
I might do it the next time that we go up, though.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
More Coffee, Country, and Cody is on WSM.
Welcome into the studio, everybody. It's Coffee, Country, and Cody. And this morning, we are welcoming in Makenzie Phipps. It's good to see you.
Yes, thank y'all so much for talking with me this morning. I've been looking forward to it.
We're happy to have you in here. Thanks for braving the rain, coming through. Everything is good.
I always bring the rain. I always bring the rain, even in the state of Illinois. That's where it's the worst. I don't know. I bring rain everywhere, but thankfully I had an umbrella in my car. Thankfully.
Well, here's why I bring that up, because your hair looks fantastic. And anybody that knows you have to curl your hair, you know what time you have to get up, you know how long it takes, and then if you walk outside and it's raining, it's all over with. So kudos, because your hair looks great.
Thank you. Thank you. I pay all tribute to my hairspray because the Lord did not bless me with my mom. She has beautiful curls, and the Lord did not bless me with that.
Okay.
So
these are put in this morning, fresh.
Yes.
Now, where did you grow up?
I grew up in a small town in Virginia. I recently moved to Nashville last year. So I am now a Tennessee gal. But I was born in a small town in Virginia called Bluefield. So I was located on the Virginia-West Virginia border because there's actually a Bluefield, Virginia and a Bluefield, West Virginia, right beside each other.
Okay.
And it's just one of those small towns where everybody knows everybody, and there's just so much hometown support, especially everybody that's given me support over my music career. Everybody in my town knew that I could sing, and they knew that I was involved in music. So when I made the big step to move to Nashville, they were all very supportive, and they just wished me all the best, and I appreciate it.
Oh, that's so great to have that much support and to know, because it can sometimes be the reverse, right?
Yes. Yes.
Especially being in a small town. Oh, she thinks she's bigger than all of us. She got too big for her britches, kind of thing.
I definitely got some of that.
Okay.
A lot of, more so, people were just saying never forget your roots, and I think that's a very big thing. And even if I tried my hardest, I don't think I'd ever be able to do that. Like, you can take the girl out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the girl, and that's just how it is with me. What you see is what you get.
Oh, I love that.
So a lot of Mountaineer fans, since you're so close to West Virginia, I would think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the big rivalry, college-wise, is of course Tech and WVU. And then one thing that people don't know, especially with the high schools, like I was saying, there's a Bluefield, Virginia, Bluefield, West Virginia. I was on the Virginia side, so I went to Graham High School, and then on the West Virginia side, there was the Beavers, which is Bluefield High School.
Okay.
And that was the biggest thing ever in our town, was the rivalry, Graham Beaver. And it's like the biggest football game you'd ever have. Like thousands upon thousands of people come to this high school game. And it doesn't even count. Like, it doesn't count.
because it's not a conference or division
it doesn't
game,
count, but
right?
it's such a legendary tradition that they do it every single year. It's the first game of the season.
We have one like that, very similar. Our rival, which is next door to us, is Madison High School. I went to Southwestern, and we play a game, the Turkey Shootout. It's right before Thanksgiving. Basketball, not football. But because Indiana. But when we would play, I mean, it's like overflowing. The gym is overflowing. There's nothing like that small town rivalry. So what was your mascot? You were Graham what?
So we were the G-men. We're a G-star. And then, so like, we didn't really have like a mascot, because it's like, how can you get a G star?
At least you weren't like the Graham Cracker, because that would have been even worse.
Yeah,
you know?
so we
so
we were the G-men, and then on the West Virginia side, it's the Bluefield Beavers.
Okay.
So that's why it's Graham Beaver game.
Got it.
Listen, the G has worked okay for Garth. So
has
let's
worked.
not
Amen.
mock the G, you know. So.
So how old were you when you were singing, playing? When did it hit you?
I got started singing at about the age of 4. I got started singing in church with my mama. She's my family always knew that I liked to sing, but she's kind of the one that approached it to my family. Like, I think she has a gift for singing, and I think she likes to do it. And I would remember going to Sunday school, and I'd hear songs, and I would go to church service with her like half an hour before it even started, and I just wander to the piano and play by ear songs that I remembered. And that's when she kind of was like, okay, she can sing, and I think she really has a true gift, so she teach me hymns to sing. And that's really how I got started, and ever since then, it's what I've always done.
Now, it's a friendly crowd at church, you would hope, right? But I have to think just learning to perform in front of people is huge at that age, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And it was so funny, because there's like that age line, I guess you could say. Like, you have that age where you're young and you don't care and you have fun, and then it's like once you reach a certain age, and I guess for me it was maybe like 7, where it was like, I'm for whatever reason shy of everything and I don't want anybody to hear me sing. And I don't know why that is, but it does happen to a lot of people. And I struggled a lot when I was younger with just confidence and everything like that. And when I started learning piano, that was the first instrument I learned when I was 14. I was actually 10 when I learned the piano, but I started doing my own shows when I was 14 doing piano. And that was a haul, having to carry that everywhere, a full-size keyboard everywhere I went. But when I started doing shows at 14, I had no confidence because I played in different honky-tonks, bars, restaurants, and I'm like, how am I going to be able to relate to these adults that are drinking, having fun, going through the hardships of adult life? And I guess just starting at a young age helped me in that sense, because as I got older, I got to work with other musicians that are seasoned and wise beyond their years and have so many experience that they could teach me along the ways and tips. And I'm very fortunate that I did get started young because it's helped shape me into who I am today.
Oh, see, that's good. Those are the experiences that you can draw upon, because you're like, if I can win over this crowd, I can win over any crowd.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
The ability to sing to people who aren't paying attention is much harder than the ability to sing to people who are paying attention, I would think. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you figure that out really quick. At what point did you go, a guitar is way easier to carry than a keyboard?
Yes, for whatever reason, when I was younger, I always said I was never going to learn a stringed instrument. I wanted to be different. I looked up to so many people back then that played the piano, because there really wasn't many artists out there that did piano at their shows. And like the one artist for me that was really big with piano was like Alicia Keys. And at that time when I was 14, I had not yet decided to market in country. So at my shows, I do a whole bunch of different artists. Like I was on so many different genre spectrums of singing Etta James and singing Demi Lovato and Avril Lavigne and Miranda Lambert. And I went through so many different areas of music because I just love all different kinds of music. And then once I turned 15, I was like, okay, the piano's getting really old and I'm tired of hauling this everywhere I go.
There it is.
So I learned guitar and I've been doing that ever since. But at the end of the day, I always say I'm a singer. The instrument's kind of just a side piece for me. I just love to sing, and I'm fortunate I can play the guitar, but my big thing is just I love to sing.
Well, and that's really important too, because when you're gigging, it's way easier to play for yourself than to pay somebody to play for you.
Yes, and fortunately, I have Shane that plays with me, and he does all the fancy work. And I just drum there, my rhythm guitar, having a ball, and he does all the fancy licks and the intros and the breaks and all that. And he makes everything sound 10 times better. So I'm very fortunate to have him at my shows. But as far as when singing goes, I take over all of that. I try to get him to sing. It's like pulling teeth. It's like pulling teeth, but I have so much fun at my shows. And like you were talking about, playing for people that may not necessarily be interested. I love interacting with them. Like I will call you out in a room full of hundreds, and I will call you solely out and be like, hey, where are you from? What do you like to listen to? How are you doing today? And like, I love getting them engaged, and I feel like that breaks up the monotony a lot.
Sure. You're breaking that third wall.
Yep.
Fourth wall, whatever it is. I do have a question for you though. When you were doing Pick Your Poison, this song, where did it come from? Because it is absolutely Annie Nye, who works with us. It's her favorite. She talked about it when she walked in. She's like, I've been listening to this song for a couple months now. So tell us about it.
I so appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Annie. So this song came to me out of nowhere. Like literally, I've had interviewers ask me about it. And I mean, it genuinely, how my songwriting works is I will just start having lyrics pop into my head. And I was on my way to the gym and I started having lyrics come in my head, and I had parked and I was just in the parking lot typing on my phone what was coming to my mind. And at that time, whenever lyrics form, it's kind of like I don't know what path it's going down. Like I'm writing it, it's going on paper. I'm like, this can go a number of different ways. And then once I started writing, I was like, it would be so much fun to write just a trashy trailer park redneck breakup song. And I pulled some inspiration from West Virginia and everything like that. And I had so much fun writing it. And this was actually a big milestone song for me, because this was the first song I ever put out on streaming platforms that I wrote solely myself. And then also, this was one of the first songs I've ever written that was not based on personal experience. I've had people ask me, like, did this happen to you? Did you burn somebody's house? Like, I've had people ask me that. And I'm like, well, if I did, you should be calling the cops. But this was one of the first songs I actually branched out, and I wrote just a story that came into my mind. And I was so proud of how the song turned out. And my producer, Grady Saxman, did a phenomenal job bringing in all of the insanely talented musicians to really bring the song to life.
This is Coffee, Country, and Cody.
Makenzie Phipps is our guest this morning in studio. She has got a lot of shows lined up, including Friday When Pigs Fly, which is a very cool garden spot. Charlie and I have been looking at it, not too far from where he lives, so he's got to stop by and see her. It's going to be on Friday. Saturday night, you're going to be at Old Red, Nashville. You've done Old Red before, haven't you?
Yes.
That's such a great venue.
Yeah, I love playing there. I used to, when I lived in Virginia, I'd go to the Gatlinburg one because it was only 3.5 hours from where I live, so it was just a day trip. And we always love playing at Old Red, especially now that we're in Nashville and we get to play. You play for so many people that are from all over the world. I mean, you have people located in like Texas, Montana, Washington. We've had people from Sweden, Belgium. Like, we've had so many people everywhere. And especially people outside of the U.S., I asked them, I'm like, what country music do they listen to in your country? Just to like learn and stuff. And some of them say we don't really listen to country music. Some of them love Shania Twain. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, it's a broad variety. It amazes me just what people outside of the U.S. like to listen to and everything.
So at like an Old Red gig, how long is your set? Like
4 hours.
So what's your go-to covers?
Oh my gosh, I sing everything.
What do you like singing the most?
What do I like singing the most? Oh my gosh. Recently, I have been singing American Soldier by Toby Keith.
Oh, wow.
I love to sing that.
Great song.
And I love dedicating it to all of our military personnel out there. At our shows, I love to take a moment just to, I talk about my adoration of Toby Keith in general, and I tell people, for those that may have not known, earlier this year we did lose a icon in country music, and I talk about, not only did I love Toby Keith because of his songwriting ability, his music, singing, everything, but I also talk about he had one of the biggest adorations for all of the men and women out there that served our country, and I take time during that song to dedicate it to not only Toby but for the men and women that may be at our show that have served. So I love doing that one. It's one of my favorites to sing.
I think we were talking earlier, we met almost 2 years ago, and at the time you were still in Virginia. And then you moved here. So you've already checked one thing off your bucket list. What else is on your bucket list that you are looking forward to checking off?
I hope to one day perform at the Grand Ole Opry for the Grand Ole Opry. I have had the wonderful opportunity of getting to perform on the stage at the Opry for Sunday Morning Country, which is a gospel event held every year at the Grand Ole Opry. I did my 3rd year this year being a part of the event. And it's just so surreal being on that stage. But of course, it's not for the Opry. It's just at the Opry. But one day, fingers crossed, I will be performing my Grand Ole Opry debut.
Did you get to meet Brenda Lee?
Yes, I did. I met her my first year.
Yeah.
My first year I met her. She unfortunately did not get to be a part of the event this year. But I met her my very first year, and that was so much fun. And she's a firecracker.
She really is.
That woman... She is a firecracker. I watched her performance this past holiday singing her iconic Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
With the video this year.
It was amazing. I loved every bit of it.
Well, do you want to tell Makenzie about the floor she's performing on today?
So you are sitting on the wood that came from the Ryman. That is the same wood that we have the circle made out of on the Opry stage.
I'm not going to leave.
Yeah. That's the original wood. We put it all together and we put it here just as a special piece of Opry history.